And what about the mayor's race? What do you think about EJ running for mayor? I was laughing at first, going, how would he even run for mayor with all the horrible things he's done? But it's Salem, so.
He's never been convicted of any crime. Fact. Now, and I would point out that there are people in this country who run for office who have been
Okay,
convicted.
you
of
have a
crimes,
complete
and they do
point.
rather well.
Yes.
And
So you fall right in there.
EJ may be a crook before he became a politician, but most people just become crooks after they become politicians. It's the same thing, you know.
I stand corrected.
Same
He
thing.
is perfect
He's
for
perfect to be a
political office.
politician. He is. He was born to be a politician.
So the skullduggery, I'm feeling there'll be much skullduggery. I know there is some coming up. So.
Well, the nice thing about politics is it's sort of refined skullduggery.
Right.
You're not really going around and beating up old ladies anymore to get their pension money. You have to be a little bit more, removed from it.
And smarmy and
So
sneaky.
it's a way of moving away from the DiMera crime family, which is sort of avert, to the struggle for political power, which uses the same skill set but in a slightly more productive
How
arena.
to use your demure skill set for for gain.
Exactly.
Does it come easy for you to do these kind of roles, to be this kind of character, or is this something that's a stretch for you, or is it something that's easy for you to slip into and do in EJ DiMera, or do a role like this? I mean, do you find like you're drawn to that and you can easily do it, or is it challenging in any way where you have to figure out how you're going to get to that because he's so?
I've been playing the guy for such a long time that it's
Probably now it's more.
going missing, and yeah, I think it was probably the most challenging material I've ever had to work on, and
In a good way?
Yeah, in a
Yeah,
very good
that's
way.
what I mean, right?
And it was the only. I mean, Alison, we had a week off before we shot it, or 2 weeks off, and we came in 3 times. We rehearsed for hours on set, which I've never done before. It's soap opera. We don't do that.
Right. It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we don't have. It's like, and you're done. Next scene.
So did you guys make a point of that to make it? Yeah.
Because these scenes were really challenging. They were very, very difficult. So that sort of stuff is requires a tremendous amount of work. When I'm doing things that are more matter of fact or more sort of central to EJ's character but less extreme, then it is less work, but you still have to. It's one thing to play the character.
Right.
The other thing you have to do is you have to remember that you're in the business of entertaining people. So there has to be a balance between, wanting to maintain the integrity of a situation, but also recognizing that you have to be
Entertaining people.
offering something,
Yeah. So have you been out there today at the event? Are they saying things to you, the fans? Or have you not been out and met the crowd? Or are you going to meet the crowd?
I have met the crowd, and we had a lovely time. I was very happy for a little while that people kept saying to me, "You're the only reason I watched the show." And then I stopped for a second and I thought, yeah, but you're in my line. Right? More people are not in my line than are in my line. So what does that say?
What does that say?
Probably means that I'm not the reason that most people watch the show.
I don't know.
But I felt good for a little while.
A little while.
Buying into that illusion.
But is it okay with you to do this kind of thing? I know you don't love fan gatherings necessarily.
I like
you love the
meeting
fans.
I like meeting
Yeah,
fans.
I know
Yeah,
you do.
I mean, this is not. There are parts of this that I like. Talking to you, I like. Meeting fans, I like. I really enjoy meeting the fans when it's well structured and well organized. And this year it is.
Right. So it's when it's not like a hair pulling kind of like frenzy thing,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
who wants to be involved in
Right.
something? I mean, it's just not, And the other thing that I get really frustrated with, which happens a lot, didn't happen this year, happens a lot, is you have a line of 300 people waiting for an autograph and you've got half an hour to do it in. That means, 225 people walk away pissed off. And rightly so, And that's really, you don't want to be involved in something. I mean, for me, I don't want to be involved
No,
in
I
something
wouldn't,
like
right.
that because it makes you feel like there's really not very much you can do. And I, 2 years ago with Ariane Zucker, I stood out there in the pouring rain for 45 minutes just because these people, people come from all over the country. People come from Australia. you know, and for them to wait for hours and then to be told, sorry, you know, that's hard. But this event is really well organized, and it's a good balance of spending time with the fans and also coming in here and being able to talk to you and do the other press. So,
Right.
so I like it a lot.
Okay. So in closing, you would say that coming up towards the end of the year, there's pretty big stuff with EJ. I would say. I think. Or do you think it
What
kicks
are we
up
now,
bigger
November?
we're in November, and you guys are probably already taping till March.
Of 2014.
Yes. How do they know what's tracking or not? It's so far.
You know,
When do you think it picks up? If you're guesstimate, what would you tell the EJ fans?
I'm going to say that. So I believe this Friday
I think so too.
is when Johnny goes missing.
Yes.
So that would make next week.
So there's must see coming up through
The stuff, you know, there are some scenes coming up with Alison and I that are. I don't know if I'm going to say it's the best work I've ever done. It's certainly the hardest I've ever worked, and I can't think of any work that I've been more proud of.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That's fantastic.
We're- yeah.
Because
We put in. I mean, normally when you do a scene, you turn up, you shoot the scene, you leave. And, it's the first time in 8 years of being on a soap opera that we had a rehearsal, and we rehearsed for not for days, but for hours over several days. You know, a long time. We probably put in 10, 12 hours of rehearsal into these scenes and working with acting coaches and the executive producers and writers, and it was a big thing. Very, very hard scenes.
well, I think you just excited everybody to see that, and I think it'll be
I
great.
hope so.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
All right.
You know, I got to see the edit of them yesterday.
Oh, they did show to you.
I was able to see an advance cut, and I really feel it's really good stuff.
Can't wait.
And it's really going to
Shake up.
explode. It's really, I think it's the biggest thing that's happened since the new writers came on board. It's a massive event. Huge.
Thank you, James, so much.
Very welcome.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.